The poet is of no party, otherwise he would be a mere mortal. Charles Baudelaire. The roses and the cognac, Poe's ghost. The Dark Lord, perhaps Sauron, perhaps a CEO, affect more than just money in the streets and teeming tenements of old New York. Entire blocks of buildings have been erected in his honor near Gracie and points surrounding Gramercy, up to the Bronx on winter nights, where lights glow in apartments and ravens wander from Cape Cod to Boston to form a tenebrous circle around the cottage now called Museum. Gammers and codgers who sleep near dream derelicts and crack-maddened maidens on the sidewalk, in the kitchen and Washington Square, see Poe wandering, stupor-blessed, to quiet the gusts over snow-softened cobblestone, pushing through pavement like caskets in a creek-flooded cemetery. Poe is wandering, intent, alone, after sleeping in his black frock coat for more than 160 years, still wearing it, moth gnaw, cat hair, clinging through reverie fogs and snowflakes that do not melt. He passes the lions, pauses to call Pluto or Katerina to warm a lost mourner. Virginia, Virginia! He sees her asleep on the couch, the cat curled on her chest for warmth, the wood stove cold, paper fragments and charred wood, pine from a chair, oak from the Bronx piled inside the iron orifice. He still cannot afford stamps. He hated upperclassmen, but offered no special handshakes as did drunken Fortunato. For the love of God, this mad tryst continues. Battered top hat, piss-stench trousers. Benny Haven still exists in Highland Falls, but it's not the same. Permanent perambulation. Boston, Baltimore, Bronx, Richmond, Philadelphia, Sullivan's Island, Manhattan. Mrs. Clem, why did she die? Mrs. Clem, why can't I die? The world is my chamber door forever locked. Untranslated, despite Baudelaire's earnest attempts at the stories, despite Mallarmé's futile encroachment onto the muse. Ligeia, I found her in a cemetery several feet beyond the topiary, clutching her visage, belladonna juice on her lips, motherwort leaves stuffed in her brassiere. Virginia, you are not Madeline. I am not Roderick, but the tunnel was encased in copper, as this tunnel is surrounded by water. The tarn is now frozen. Winter is an aged mendicant begging on the streets as snow washes gnarled albascent hair, dyed in soot, caked in workhouse kitchen grease, rinds of turnips, lettuce, stale rye bread, loaves without fish, so close to a river. But what does Longfellow know of poetry? Why does Emerson insist on speaking at Masonic halls if poets are liberating gods? Wall him up in the temple with magnanimous Montresor, twisting rings and scraping trowels. For the love of God, for the love of God, all for the heap in the yard of poisoned corpses and a bosky hedgerow near the slimy bucketless well, purging child wails and wet pleads of indentured quadroons, beseeching a New Orleans businessman for manumission as his wheezing breath rattles hickory leaves and swamp oaks sway in acrid smoke of burning hay in consumptive October of the immemorial year. Quote, the maven or a whore, as he rips orange strands of Irish lineage from the large cranium of another debutante ruined by this cystic city. Again, the Capricorn walks, extravagating this commercial causeway, trudging through mare shit and old news sheets inked in the phantasmagoric mausoleum of memory, meandering the Rue of Paris. Sick flowers grow in a garret, and cats prowl, preeminent, fed, warm, useless, unlike Pluto, but fire resides in the hearth. Fire presides in the lost poet's muse called Venus. Fire inside these frosted windows as the amniotic death of another verse is swallowed in the caustic strophes of the Prince of the Clouds, the man you taught to think. Fog-obscured Parisian alleys, priced flesh, witness mulatto actress cursing you. Cursing Baudelaire, cursing his abominable soul, for as the pendulum continues to swing, the green fairy would be more apropos, and these mysterious roses are just as lovely when the petals shrink in snow.